The gold standard of weighted chest exercises is always going to be the dumbbell bench press. It's a great way to develop your chest, triceps, and shoulders, and you're going to see plenty of people in your gym loading up with the heaviest dumbbells they can find on this exercise. You do not, however, have to use those heavy dumbbells because there are some other ways that we can advance the move, and that's what we're going to show you today on this episode of The Level Up, your MVP exclusive series where we teach you how to advance moves in more creative and sometimes more fun ways than just with bigger weights. Let's get to that with the dumbbell press now. So before we start to get into our level ups, let's first master the basic move. Let's make sure we can really own our points of performance. To start off, we want to make sure feet are flat on the floor, glutes and abs are nice and tight, and we're going to actually drive our shoulders into the bench. That way we create a little bit of back tension. From there, this is nice and easy. You're just lowering those weights to your chest, driving them back up. Nice and simple. Once you can hit 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps and be in nice control at whatever weight you're working at, then you'll be ready for our level ups. So the place where we start our level ups is actually with adjusting our bench. Keep in mind, everything we do here can work on the flat bench, but one of the easiest ways we can create more challenge is by simply moving onto the incline. Suddenly, I'm gonna have to press over a little bit of a greater range of motion. I've got to drive a little bit harder. That's gonna add challenge right there. So I've got this at a 30-degree incline. I'm hitting a little bit more in my upper chest here. All the fundamentals remain the same though, but look at how far I get a little bit deeper into the bottom of my press. I get to drive back up over a little bit more distance. That's all work for my chest, triceps, and shoulders. That's a nice, easy way to create challenge on that bench press. So once you can hit 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, on the incline press, on whatever incline you can get, think of a 30-degree angle, then you'll be ready for our next level. So now we've mastered the basic dumbbell press and we've mastered the incline press. Now we're gonna start playing with our core and challenging our core to keep us stable on that bench. The first way we're gonna do that is with something called an alternating incline press. The key here is making sure my feet are flat on the floor and my base is nice and solid. I'm gonna lower down one dumbbell, press it back up, and alternate sides, which seems simpler than it is, but a couple things are happening. When I'm in this straight arm position, I'm holding that dumbbell up there, I have to make sure that my shoulder is nice and strong and stable, so I'm getting a lot of good shoulder stability work. And when I'm lowering this weight, as I get heavier, is gonna start to try to rotate my torso down. I need to make sure that my abs and obliques stay nice and tight to make sure that I can offset that rotation and stay nice and stable. So this is a great incline press variation to mix in. Also works on the flat bench press. And once you can hit 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per side on this, then you know you'll be ready for the next level. Now that you've mastered that alternating press, for our next level, we're actually gonna take a dumbbell away and we're gonna force even more core focus during this press. We're also gonna start to get into some eccentric ideas of really slowing down and controlling the rep with our whole body and with our chest. To do that, we're going to the double explode single arm press. And the way this works, again, the focus is making sure my hips and shoulders stay square to the ceiling and I'm not rotating all over the place. What I have to do, I'm gonna get my off arm out to the side so that I have a nice, stable, controlled base, really driving my feet into the floor. I'm gonna lower slowly. Again, my abs really have to fire to maintain control. Own this position on the bottom of shoulder stability. Then I'm gonna drive back up for back-to-back reps. This is a really great chest developer, but it's more than that too. Your abs, obliques, all have to really fire and help to maintain nice control in order for us to own this press. You want to make sure that you can do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per side. And one great thing we can do with this too, because one side of our chest is working while the other is resting, we can work this with no rest between sets. So try to work those 3 sets nice and fast. Your chest is gonna feel it, but your abs are gonna wind up feeling this one too. Once you have that, you'll be ready for the next level. So now you've mastered the unilateral bench press. Now we're gonna shift into dominating eccentric slow contractions, getting really good shoulder stability, and also pressing up more weight because we're gonna press up with both arms per side. To attack that, we're gonna go to a single arm eccentric principle. And what we're gonna do here, I've gotta maintain that straight arm position on my right arm while I slowly lower. You wanna think about 1, 2, 3 seconds on the way down onto that bottom position. Now I've gotta maintain my shoulder stability on that left arm, slowly lower that right arm, then I'm gonna press up for back-to-back reps. Again, slowly lower one arm, slowly lower the other, really taking my time. Own that position, press up for back-to-back reps. One of the beauties of this mixed style incline press that we're doing here, a half iso eccentric principle I call it, is that we get a lot of different kinds of contractions at once. You get that eccentric contraction, which is something that's really underestimated in training. We get that good iso hold at the bottom, and then we get to be, and we have to be explosive to drive back upwards. Once you can do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and when I'm saying 8 to 10 reps, I mean 8 to 10 where we're pressing upwards on those 8 to 10 reps, then you'll be ready for our final level. So now we're on to the final level up. We've already hit a bunch of ideas, but here we're gonna focus on really core switching. Our core is gonna face changing demands on every single rep, and on driving up with power, and on moving total load because we're gonna make sure we get that standard press. What we're gonna do here is a mixed style incline press. The way it works, nice and simple, but remember our core has to be reactive. Make sure to stay square to the top. I'm gonna do 2 reps on the left side, 2 reps on the right side, and then suddenly my whole body has to react to doing 2 reps with both arms. This is a nice way and a really good way to get that unilateral work when we're doing these single reps, but at the same time we're gonna get a good powerful bilateral work every other pair of reps. And we have to really focus on our core switching. It has to switch from handling the unilateral weights to coming together so that we can press up both arms at the same time. And it just wears me out talking through it and doing those reps. You want to get to a point where you can do, say, 3 to 4 clusters of reps, and I consider a cluster in this to be 2 reps on the left arm, 2 reps on the right arm, and 2 reps on both arms. You want to repeat that 3 to 4 times every single set. This is a great exercise that's going to work on so many levels because you can do it with lighter weights, but you can also take it into the gym. You can pick up big weights, challenge yourself with that, and keep developing your chest no matter what. The great thing with all these moves is they're gonna work with the lighter weights, but they're gonna translate with the heavier weights as well. So look to build them into your workout and mix them in throughout. You can do some of them on the flat bench press. You can do some of them on the incline press. You can also take them into a hollow body press if you want a little bit more challenge. So there are plenty of ways to sort of program these into your workouts. You wanna use them to kind of mix up your standard bench press because they're gonna challenge you in so many different ways. So get after it with these moves. Let's keep developing that chest and let's keep growing. Let's keep developing the muscle we want. Have fun with this, guys.